Hi everyone! This is a quick tutorial on how to work the Foundation Single Crochet stitch. This technique is basically a way to work a foundation chain and single crochets on top of that foundation chain all in one stitch without having to work the chain and then go on top of it with the single crochets. And the benefit of using this technique is that your resulting work is a lot more stretchy and it won't be tight the way it might be if you started with a foundation chain and then worked on top of it. It's relatively straightforward and I love using this technique for anything that is worked in turn rows and needs a stretchy bottom. So to begin, you're just going to need your yarn and a hook, and you're going to start with a slip knot. And the next step is to chain 2. And you can identify the chains because each chain looks like a little V. So here's one and here's the other. So to begin the foundation single crochet, you're going to insert your hook into the first chain of the 2 chains, and it's going to be the second one from the hook, so the one that's right next to this slip knot right over here. The next step is you're going to yarn over, pull through that chain, and then you're going to, instead of yarning over and pulling through both like a normal single crochet, you're going to first work that chain that's on the bottom. So you're going to yarn over and only pull through the first loop, like this. And as you can see, you've just created a little chain on the bottom over here. But we're going to finish the single crochet portion of the foundation single crochet by yarning over and pulling through both loops just like you would a normal single crochet stitch. And the result of that is you can see that you just created a little chain on the bottom, and then you've created a single crochet stitch on top. So that way the stitch mimics as if you had a foundation chain and then you worked a single crochet on top of it. So you just created your first foundation single crochet, and this is the starting chains that you had, so this is the first real stitch. To work your next foundation single crochet, you're going to work into what looks like the second loop from the bottom. The first loop on the bottom is always a little bit smaller, and remember that you have to skip the first one and work into the larger one behind it when you're continuing along the row. So you're going to insert your hook into the second little loop on the bottom, so 1, 2, yarn over, pull through that chain on the bottom, and then work a new chain stitch by yarning over and pulling through the first loop. So we just created the chain part of the foundation single crochet, and we're going to complete the single crochet part. And we're going to do that just by yarning over and pulling through both loops. So that is your second foundation single crochet. And to continue, I'm just going to identify the second little loop on the bottom, the bigger one over here. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through the first loop to make your chain stitch on the bottom, and then yarn over and pull through both to get that single crochet on top. I'm just going to make a few more. So creating the chain stitch on the bottom and creating the single crochet on top. Creating the chain stitch on the bottom and creating the single crochet on top. And so now I've made, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 foundation single crochets, and you can count them just like you would normal stitches, because remember this foundation single crochet is just as if you made a chain stitch on the bottom and then worked a single crochet on top. And you can see that by looking at the side, because the bottom looks like a little row of chain stitches with the loops worked into with single crochet stitches. And you can see that this little piece is really stretchy, much more stretchy than it might be if you had made chain stitches and then worked into them with single crochet stitches later on. So I love using this technique to replace any direction in the pattern that says to start with a chain, foundation chain row, and then to work single crochet on top of them, because this results in such a stretchy and quicker, honestly, a more efficient way to do that. Of course, if you find this technique a bit difficult, you can also replace any pattern that says Foundation Single Crochet by just chaining and then working single crochets on top of them, but that's up to you. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.